In this video, we're going to be looking at some loan formulas given here at the top. So these are the formulas that you want to use if you're looking at a loan or sinking funds. It has your description here. Like in the annuities part, you're going to have two different formulas, and it's really the same formula, but it saves you some time. If you know that you're trying to find the balance in the account at the beginning, which is the principal amount, because in this case, you're taking out a loan or you're loaning someone money, you have an original amount. That's your P that you're trying to find. That's the first formula. I've highlighted it in red. Alternatively, because usually if you give out a loan, right, or if you take out a loan, you have to make monthly payments in order to pay that loan back, like a mortgage or a car payment. Sometimes you don't know how much money you want to borrow, but you know how much money that you can afford to spend per month. So in that case, you might be looking for the D, the payment amount each month. So in that case, you would want to use the second formula, which is just the first formula solved for D. So depending on what you're missing, if you're looking for the principal or the original amount, you would look to use that first formula on the left. If you're looking for the amount you'd have to pay each month, you would look for the formula on the right. So sometimes it won't give you the number of times it's compounded in a year. If it's not explicitly stated, you would just match that number, the N, with the number of payments you make per year. Okay, so let's look here. Number one, let's see if I can fit. Okay. You're going to buy a new home and agree to pay the asking price of $249,000. You plan to pay a down payment of 5% and take out a 30-year fixed rate loan for the balance. How much will the loan be? So notice that we don't know the amount we're going to pay every month. We're going to find that in Part B. I ask how much the loan will be because I do have a little bit of figuring to do here. I see that the asking price is $249,000, but I also see that I'm going to make a down payment of 5%. So I'm not going to take a loan out for the whole $249,000 because I'm going to put some money down. So to find out how much money I'm going to put down, I'm going to simply multiply the $249,000, which is the asking price of the house, times 5%. 5% as a decimal is 0.05. So 249,000 times 0.05 is equal to $12,450. So that's the amount of the down payment. So this is the down payment. So the loan is going to be what remains after you pay that much. So to find the loan amount, you would do the price of the house minus the down payment. So when you do that, you get $236,550. That's the amount your loan will be. So that's what they're asking for in Part A. So there's your loan amount. Now they want to know in Part B, what is going to be your monthly payment? And so in that case, you're looking for the D. You're looking for the payment amount. So you're going to use the second formula, the one highlighted in blue. If I said the opposite earlier, I was incorrect, right? So we want to use the second formula. Okay, so let us see how we can do that. So plugging in everything that we know, we're going to have D equals P, the principal, so that is the loan amount. So $236,550 times R over N, so 0.035 over N. Since it's monthly payments, we're going to assume N is 12. All over 1 minus 1 plus R over N, so 0.035 over 12, to the negative NT. So to the negative, N is 12, T is 30 for 30 years. And we're going to plug that in our calculator and see what we get. Again, if you're going to plug this in your calculator, you really want to make sure that you put parentheses around the entire numerator and put these parentheses around the entire denominator, just to make sure that there's no error when you type it in. So once I put that in my calculator, I got $1,062.22. So that would be my monthly payment for this house, assuming I put that 5% down payment down. So now part C is asking, how much will you pay in total for the house, including the down payment? So to find out how much you'd pay in total, you could simply take your monthly payment, so the $1,062.22, and multiply that by 12 months for that year, and then you're doing that for 30 years. So let's see what we get. $1,062.22 times 12 times 30. That's going to be $382, $399.20. Okay, that's the amount of your monthly payments. Plus, then you have to add on your down payment, so $12,450. And total, what you end up paying for the house, assuming you make no extra payments or early payments or anything like that, is $394,849.20. So that's how much you end up actually paying for the house. Notice that it is significantly more than your loan. And remember, the reason is that you're paying interest for 30 years. It's a long time to accumulate this interest. And that's why. So to find the interest that you pay, you're going to take the amount of your total of your payments. So your payment total, so not your down payment, because you don't pay interest on your down payment. You're only paying interest on the loan amount. So the total number of monthly payments, so $382, $399.20. So you're only paying interest on your monthly payments. That's why I'm using this number. That's the number that you get when you multiply all your payments out. So you're going to do that minus the original loan amount. So the original loan amount, not the value of the house, because remember you put a down payment, was $236,550. Okay, so when you do that subtraction, $382, $399.20 minus $236,550, you get $145,849.20. So that's the amount that you pay in interest. So sometimes it's helpful to think about maybe getting a shorter loan term, like for example 20-year loan or a 15-year loan, in order to avoid paying as much interest in total, although that generally makes your monthly payment go up. So it's just a matter of, can you afford that? But it's definitely something to consider when you're thinking about taking out a significant loan, like to buy a house. Okay, so in this one, we are trying to raise some capital to start a new business, so we take out a loan. A bank is offering business loans at a rate of 5.5% for 10 years, with monthly payments being expected. If you have budgeted $850 a month for the loan payment, how much can you borrow from the bank? So in this case, I know how much I can spend a month. I want to know, if I know I can spend $850 a month, what's the total amount I can borrow and be within that budget? So before I go forward, I just want to point out my citation below at the bottom. I got the graphic at the top with the formulas and the description of the formulas from this Math and Society textbook. So that is the resource that I used for that. Okay, so for this one, we're going to use the first or the leftmost formula. I highlighted it in red, where we don't know the P, which is the principal amount. So P is going to be D, so that's $850 a month, 1 minus 1 plus R over N, so R is 0.055, over N is monthly payments, so we're going to assume the compounding is the same, to the negative NT. So N is 12 and T is 10. Over R, so let me make sure that's clear, 0.055 over N, which is 12. So we're going to plug that in the calculator. Again, remember that you want to make sure you put your entire numerator and entire denominator in parentheses. The bottom already has them there, just to avoid any error. So when I did that, I got $78,322.04. So knowing that you can spend $850 a month for 10 years will allow you to borrow this much capital in the beginning to start your new business.